Something is exposed. Someone told me to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror. Christiana, the wig was in the middle of my head.
So, hey guys,
Hi.
it's another Thursday and we're back.
And we made it to the second episode. Talk about consistency. Actually, you can't even call it consistency until we get to like maybe the fourth or the fifth.
I'd say
It
100,
still could
but,
be a fluke, but hopefully not. I do apologize in advance for sounding so nasally. I am sick, but we move because we are staying consistent this year and we're committing to this.
And disciplined. That is my thing.
And disciplined, even though my throat is on fire. So please do forgive. How's your week been?
I've had a good week. It's been emotional as hell though. So I don't know if I can say that's good.
I mean, good emotions or bad?
Oh, good, bad, and everything in between. So
it
started off quite good. No, actually, it's good overall. You know, we're grateful to be alive. We're grateful for all the blessings that we have. So it's good. But it started off really smooth sailing. And then, you know, PMS came to flog me, to say the very least. And let's have we're going to do an episode on this one day anyway. But me and one of my friends were talking about how when you're like mid-20s to 30s, how PMS really comes to flog you. Try to impregnate you, first of all.
Yeah.
And then flog you.
Punish you for not being pregnant.
And it's insane. Like, I've gone through, you know, normal, I'm low in iron. Obviously, I'm anemic. Everyone is. Low in iron. Oh, I feel a bit woozy. Oh, I'm lightheaded. I don't have energy to stand up and do things. Completely normal, obviously. To crying for 2 hours. And then having a headache from crying for another 24 hours. As in light sensitivity headache, having to travel everywhere in an Uber because I can't actually travel on public transport. When I say this week, PMS flogged me. Because it's like the level of emotion you get to when you're crying for 2 hours. And it's not like a little, like a puppy died in the movie cry. It's like a... And I'm an ugly crier. So it's like everything in your face is clenched. That type of cry. For 2 hours straight. And then, the next day my body said, no, we're going to shut down half your face. Don't open the curtains. Don't do anything. Pain. So, yeah. So that has been my week. Luckily, I feel a lot better now. So thank God. But yeah, we do have to have a conversation about how our bodies try to flog us as we get older.
Yeah, I totally hear it. I'm PMSing now, but my one, it shows itself in, I wouldn't say anger, lack of patience, maybe. The perfect example is something that happened today. So me and Tia were actually on the phone to each other and I was looking at my window and I spotted the Amazon delivery guy. And I know I ordered something that's supposed to be coming today. All of a sudden, on my phone, I get a notification, unsuccessful delivery. And I'm like, but I can see you. And you're across the road from my flat. You didn't even try. And I really need that package because basically it has this is going to sound perfect, but it has a tape measure in there that I need to use to measure my head for my graduation cap. And the deadline's at midnight. I know I have a big head, so I can't take chances and guess. And I've been looking for measuring tape outside, in the outside world, in the shops for a while now. So I was like, cool, let me just take the leap, order on Amazon. It's Amazon Prime, so it will come the next day. Everything will be fine. I will be able to measure my head and my cap will fit me and my wig on the day. Cool. So I'm here panicking. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drive after him because he's still in the estate. I live in the estate. And he was literally like a minute drive. Not even a minute drive, like 30 seconds. So I literally ran down in my house clothes. And if you know how I dress at home, it's not one to be seen in public with. But yeah, I drove after him and I drove in front of the van so you couldn't go anywhere. And I was like, excuse
Part
me,
up.
you said that this is an unsuccessful delivery. Why do I struggle with that word? You didn't come to the flat. He was like, oh, I came to the flat and buzzed it and no one answered. I was like, no, you didn't, because I've watched you this whole while. Like, literally, I've watched you. And he was like, oh, I tried to call you. I was like, no, you didn't, because I've had my phone in my hand the whole time. So then he goes into the van. To be fair, he did look a bit scared. He did. I would look scared as well if someone literally in their pajamas is literally zooming, doing Fast and Furious to block your van
and saying, you didn't do your job.
Literally, I'm like, you were supposed to deliver it. You did not come to the flat. So then he goes into the van, gives me a package. Stupid me. I'm like, the adrenaline is pumping through my body and the PMS is just like, yeah, we're winning. So I drive to the flat. Like, oh yeah, I've got my package. Get into the flat. Is it my package? Is it my package?
Do you know what? I called her back and she's like, Chris, we're driving back to the man. It's not my package. It's not my package.
Around that estate. I drove out of the estate to the point where I was on the main road. I was cycling streets trying to find this guy. Manny's in the passenger seat. Like, let's go back. I'm like, why did you even come? If you don't want to be part of the mission, don't roll with me. Because one thing about me, I'm persistent. When I need something, if I want something, I'm going to get it. This one's here on the passenger seat trying to discourage me. So then I'm like, you know what? I finally give up. I come to my senses more. Like the sense is fighting through the PMS. And then I'm like, cool, let's go home. But as we're going home, best believe I'm still checking the corner. You know when you're trying to act like, oh yeah, you've given up, but secretly you're checking. Because if I see a white van, I'm pulling up.
Do you know what I love about our friendship? When he was on the phone to me, I was obviously at work. And you're like, oh, I can see the man. Should I go after him? Yeah, go after him.
Go after him. No. But let me tell you something. But you changed your tune when you clocked Manny was there. And let's address this. No, right. Don't try to deceive people, make it seem like you're a nice person. Because the way you were doing, but he's on minimum wage. That's why. My thing is, even if he did deliver the package, his pay wouldn't have changed.
Yeah, but what I'm saying...
he's aware of his pay. What's that got to do with me? Me too, am I rich?
Let me just say, because they have a certain number of jobs to do before, obviously, that they have to hit.
Yeah, including my job.
Including your job, yes. So what I'm saying is he must have been under time pressure, hence why he didn't do...
So you did unsuccessful delivery and now I can't wear a cap and gown at my graduation. 5 years of studying. 5 years of studying. I can't wear a cap.
You don't have one tape measure in your house? Nowhere.
No, I don't. That's why I ordered it. And now he has cost me my cap and gown. What am I going to wear? A beanie?
Not gown.
No, because you have to order it together.
Oh, do you?
Yes. The portal closes at midnight.
Tesco on the way home?
Which Tesco?
Any Tesco. They have... It's in the sewing area. They have them.
I've checked my local Tesco. They didn't have it.
Is it a big Tesco?
And I checked the other big Tesco. They didn't have it. Hence why I had to resort to Amazon. I don't know why everyone needs a tape measure in the UK right now, but can you release one for me? Please. Let me graduate in peace. But anyway, as I was saying, that's how my PMS shows up. Like I lack patience. Like I become very irritable. So I totally hear it. I'm actually going through it now and I'm sick on top of that. So I'm a ticking time bomb. That's what I'll call myself. But don't worry, I'm still nice.
That's how your week's been.
No, also update on the Usher tickets. I forgot about the general sale as well, so I missed out on that. So you know what? At this point, let's just assume that I'm not going. I actually give up. If I do go, it's by the grace of God. If anyone has a hookup that they want to give me, please do. But I'm not serious about getting these tickets. Clearly, so
Stephanie's not a quitter. Stephanie's gonna get tickets. You're not a quitter.
No, I'm actually gonna quit on this one. You know, it's just not that deep. I actually can't come and kill myself.
The thing is, I've been seeing it advertised everywhere.
Yeah.
So why can't you get it?
Because he added the extra date and then I missed out on... I forgot. I just forget. I just didn't set the reminder. That's what I'm saying. I'm not serious. If I was serious, I'll actually set the alarm. I'm not serious. I'm not serious about it. Maybe it's FOMO.
Why? Because everyone was jumping
Yes, I'm like, did I actually want to go or did I just want to go because everyone else was going? But no, I actually wanted to go because I actually do like Usher. But at the same time, I won't die if I don't go.
Is there anyone you would die if you didn't go?
Probably Rihanna, you know, because she's the only one that I haven't seen live that I love. I don't know when she'll perform again.
It's true. You know her.
I actually don't know when she'll perform again, so I've given up on that. But apart from that, no, you like Beyonce Renaissance tour that one was just by the grace of God. But yeah, I think I would have been really upset if I missed out on that one because I'm a big fan of like production and like creative direction, etc. And the tour and the setup
She
and
did
everything
that
just
with
looks
that one.
so sick. So I think that's one that I wouldn't have died, but I would have been really upset if I
Did you
missed.
see Blue perform?
Blue.
As in,
Oh yeah.
perform like dance.
She danced
So
really
cute.
well. But by the time I saw her, by the time she got to the tour got to the UK, she was actually quite good. So yeah, no, she was really good. She was actually really good.
I love that for her.
No, I love that for her too. Imagine you're on holiday. All your friends are talking about going on holiday, coming back
You're
from
just
Italy,
doing-
etc. Like, oh yeah, I was on tour. What a flex!
Yeah, she's good. She's good. So great. Right, today's topic. Actually, no. Today's today. So obviously, guys, when you get this, this is a pre-record, but we just celebrated International Women's Day.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
It's National Women's Day. Well, do you know what? Yeah, I'm actually going to say something quite controversial. I feel like International Women's Day has been ruined.
By what?
It's now become panels and lists. And I shared something on my story today, which basically said that International Women's Day is to celebrate all women, not just women that are breaking barriers. I feel like people have turned International Women's Day as a way to like create lists and shout out certain people and do certain panels and invite certain people to certain places to certain events. And I totally get it. Like everyone's trying to find their way to celebrate International Women's Day, but we must remember the women who may not be trailblazers or pioneers, etc., but still in their day-to-day life, they make an impact, whether it's on their family, on their friends, etc. In fact, just being celebrated as a woman, like our bodies, what our bodies go through on a monthly basis, even with childbirth, etc., we're such powerful human beings. For me, I just don't want it to be International Women's Day to be reduced down to, oh yeah, this is a list of 10 trailblazing women in the world, etc. Because I feel like you have to be very careful about that because we may end up excluding women who may not be considered the pioneers or trailblazers, etc., who still are worthy of being celebrated. Like, for example, my mum, she might not be a pioneer, etc., but she is definitely like a pillar within our family. And International Women's Day for me is to celebrate women like that. But yeah, I just feel like it's been so commercialized now that people are starting to feel like it's only relative to a certain type of woman, which I feel like goes against the whole point of International Women's Day. What about you?
It's interesting you say that because and you brought my attention to it when I saw that post because we don't do that for like Mother's Day. We don't do that for Father's Day. It's just like, oh, let's celebrate these very normal people. And so it's because I understand how it started because people would be like, well, who are the women we know that are doing stuff like how can we shout about this? But in shouting about it, we've only shouted about certain people and we forget like our friends who are mums and are happy working their 9 to 5 and just, do you get what I mean, want to make their family happy, or like girls who are just growing up and who are normal, like, do you get what I mean, and who want to feel like, oh, like, go political, but we deal with the patriarchy all the time. Like, I'm just a normal girl. Like, what about people who are studying to be a doctor? Do you get what I mean? Like, do you get what I mean? That you're right, because this is the only day I can think of right now that we really do. You're breaking barriers. You're doing this. You're making a difference. You've not fought something, but you've defied the odds.
Yeah. And
like, there's a plethora of ways to defy the odds, really and truly.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I never really thought of it like that, actually.
No, and I think because of the industry that we're working in, it's just very apparent, and it's like the eye roll when it's like, oh, this panel, this list, etc. And I get it. Like, I'm sure I've been part of one of the lists, etc. But for me, it's like, okay, cool, that's all nice and shit. But can we focus on also the women who, again, like you said, work 9 to 5s, or like, you know, our mums, our sisters, etc. People within your family, your friends who are mothers, maybe, like.
People who are carers.
Like, people celebrate everyone. That's what I'm going to say. Don't make it an exclusive event. And I find that it's always the people that are bad vibes that are at the forefront of these damn events and panels and whatever.
I saw a tweet about this.
And I just roll my eyes. And I'm like, I know you're using this to build up your own profile. And don't get me wrong, I get the hustle, etc. But like, when does it stop? Like, can we just, please, this one's for everyone. Let's not make it an exclusive club or try and gatekeep it. Do you get what I mean?
You know what? I was speaking about this week, based on actually on back of what you're saying, like the way I'm gonna say society, but our generation. Let me whittle it down to our generation has changed in the sense that we 10 years ago that we had such a natural collaborative kind of vibe to us. So if you're a young person doing something, I'm a young person doing something, I might not even be fully aware of what you're doing, but I know you're out there, I know you're talking to people, I know you're networking, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, and then we can collaborate on things, whatever it might be. Do you get what I mean? We were very experimental in that sense, and we were very open. And what I've found, back to where we are, the same people who have, obviously we've all worked 10 years in various industries around, we've all built up our profiles in whatever way. We've changed, some of us might have changed what we do, changed our interests, but we've worked.
Yeah.
Regardless, we've worked. And now the not inhibition, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, we are so not willing. We're so less willing to collaborate with people. We're so less willing to be open with people. We're less willing to like just communicate. Just do you know what I mean? All that energy that we had back in the day, we're the same people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Just with more skills that we've gained. And yet we're so unwilling. And again, we're not talking about individuals here. It's like more a generalization, but we're less willing to communicate and collaborate with people unless we directly see you're someone people are looking at.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Oh God, yeah.
And it's like
it's yeah, and it's not. It's sad, really, because it's sad in a way that I can only imagine how much talent is being overlooked and how much potential is going to waste because people are waiting for a certain cosign or a certain like metric for you to hit. Like I don't know, it could be views, it could be likes, it could be attention, it could be them seeing someone comment on your post or tweet at you, or them seeing someone speak to you, and all of a sudden you're of interest. And I feel like, I don't know if people are aware of it, but honestly, it's one thing that grinds my gears. And it's why I don't isolate myself necessarily from the industry that I work in. But I'm very careful as to how I form relationships within my industry, just because I see it time and time again. People see you as your job title. The moment you lose that job title, there's no longer any interest. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've changed jobs, which is quite frequent. I'm joking. But I can't tell you the amount of times I've changed jobs and people have stopped talking to me until I've announced my new job.
That's crazy.
On LinkedIn. And then when they come now and start asking for favors, etc., they're confused about why I'm not answering, why I'm not even open. I don't even open DMs because I can see when you're about to ask for something. And it's not in a way like, oh, I'm stingy, I don't want to help anyone, but I can't help you on the basis that I'm only useful now. And if I move from here, I'm no longer useful for you until you need something. That's not a relationship.
To even feel like that, or to be in the background of your relationship with someone. And I don't get me wrong, I do understand it in a working aspect. Because we do it when we are in our 9 to 5s, in our job roles. But then we extend it to like our personal interests with people. And then it's so weird.
Or some people use, like, they'll start by using their, like, making it seem like they have a personal interest in you in order to form a relationship or like some kind of like bond. And then from there, it kind of takes this weird turn where it becomes like they only pop out when they're asking for a favor. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind helping people, but we have to be honest about what kind of relationship this is. If you're an acquaintance, you're an acquaintance. Don't try and act like you're my friend simply to get favors off of me, because what people don't realize is that I'm very close off when it comes to my personal relationships. Like, I have a very close-knit circle. Like, there's people that I chat to every other day that can't step in my yard. That's how close. I'm so careful about who I bring into my personal life. And for me, it's like, I respect you more if you just come and say, yo, hi, trying to connect because I'm trying to get this done. Are you willing to help? Rather than, hey babe, how are you? Da, 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 da. Like I've had someone do that and literally they've just been harassing me like with
Oh yeah.
their music. And I get it. And this happens. I have multiple people doing this and I hear it like I'm here, I'm someone that works in a particular industry and you want my advice or opinions and thoughts, but also I'm also a human being. After 6 p.m, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. I have other things that I'm working on. I have other I have an identity outside of this. I feel like some people, they're so caught up in like the transactional kind of side of things that they fail to realize that they fail to realize how obvious it is and how off-putting it is as well. Why would I want to talk to you if I know that all you're going to do is harass me about your music?
Yeah, I just feel like I think it's so natural now, actually. And that's why I said generational thing, because it's so natural to people that people just do it off the back. Like, I have the opposite interactions that you have. So obviously, in the industry I was working in it for 7 years up to now. Probably 8 now. And there's people that when I started doing events and stuff, like I'd come across. And you know this, I will ring you rattled because like you don't interact with me as a human or like someone you knew.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't even know what you do. And so you're really irrelevant. And obviously in your 20s, it's rattling your spirit. Like, I've been like, am I not worth anything? Am I not memorable? Oh my God, da, 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 da. And it's all because we've got in this pattern of just acknowledging people who we see directly their job relating to their worth. And if we don't know your job, and also I'm not really good at leading with what I do. And I have this conversation all the time. Like, people are like, I didn't know you do this, that, the other. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not going to be like, hi, my name's Tia, I do this. Hi, my name's Tia, I do this. Sorry. No, I get theatrical.
It is. It is.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for a while, I wasn't working in the industry that I wanted to work in. And so I couldn't lead with that. And then when I started working in it, again, that's my day job. I'm protective of it because I love it. I'm not going to lead with it. And so all of a sudden, everyone's leading with what they do. And I don't even know how to lead with it. I don't know how to bring it into conversation. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so I look like I do nothing. I just look like I'm in parties all the time. Great.
Yeah. But like, you shouldn't have to lead with it. Like, even up to now, despite it being in my like bio and stuff, people are still, till this day, are still discovering that I've changed jobs.
Like,
I purposely do it because I'm Stephanie. Like,
I'm a whole human being.
Look at this economy. God forbid I could lose my job tomorrow. Am I now worth nothing? Absolutely not.
That's the thing. And like, it's so much stress for your worth to be tied to a job in this economy. It's
this economy.
Guys,
like, when people are losing their jobs left, right, and centre, so what? The moment I lose it, I'm no longer like worthy. But again, that's why it's good to just keep people that, love you for you.
Yeah.
And don't care about your career. Like, one thing I'm grateful for is I have a set of friends who they don't even know where to find the charts. They don't even know where to find the charts. And I love that because I know that when I see them,
it's just us.
It's just us.
Yeah.
Talking about life, talking about things outside of like career, etc. It doesn't feel transactional. They know who I am. Like, do you get what I mean? There's a different type of joy. And
freedom.
And freedom. And I feel like that's something that I'm so grateful that I have because God forbid I'm here worrying day in, day out that if I lose my job, I'm going to lose all my friends.
Yeah. Or what if you just change your mind? You don't want to do it anymore.
I don't want to do it anymore. I love it.
Now my whole support system's gone. It's like, come on.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'm going to leave the industry, but do you know how nice it is that I can start whatever project I want? I don't have to worry about anybody like judging me or like, oh, why is she doing that, etc. Because I'm by myself. You lot don't know nothing. You lot aren't even close enough that you can say anything. That's amazing to me. I can go to film school and no one can stop me.
It's true. I'm so excited to do that.
Thank you. It's expensive. The GoFundMe will be in the description box. Please donate. Every pound counts. No, literally every pound counts. Please. But yeah, and do you know what? Actually, I think this is a really good segue into our topic of the day, which is beauty standards.
Yeah, God.
And how it impacts our everyday lives and just our general opinion. Wow, sorry, my voice nearly gave out there. The throat is on fire, but I'll keep going for you guys. Beauty standards.
Talk it. Talk it. Because we had an event about this last weekend.
Yeah. So, as a dark-skinned plus-size woman, beauty standards has probably been a thing for me, an issue, not even an issue, like a concern for me for as long as I can remember. And don't get me wrong, I know that I'm not a bad looking person. Like, I love my face. I absolutely love my face,
You have a great
etc.
face.
But I'm also aware that I'm probably not like the society standard of like beauty. And I don't, quite frankly, I don't care. But to an extent, I don't care because at the end of the day, I am human. So, you know, even just with the kind of content we consume, etc., the kind of conversations we're exposed to, even on social media, especially on Twitter, it's natural for me to like have thoughts, etc. But yeah, I feel like growing up as a dark-skinned Black woman, especially one that was very, I used to go back to Nigeria a lot. So what I was finding in saying was that in the UK, I would say from very young, I was aware that, especially with colorism in primary school, secondary school, etc., that I wasn't the beauty standard, that I wasn't what everyone was going to go chase after. And I was cool with that. But then I had that contrast where when I went back to Nigeria, and I used to go back to Nigeria quite often, like a couple of times a year at one point, I literally, to the point where I'd walk on the street, fine girl, like, fine girl. And obviously my dad did a really great job as well of like boosting my self-esteem and making sure that I knew that I was beautiful, that I was fine. Like, he did a great job with that. So I say that my dad raised me to be arrogant in a way, like overly cocky. And I get why he did it, because you're raising a Black girl in the Western world. But yeah, it was always like confusing for me because I'll go to Nigeria and like, fine babe, all of that. And I'd come here and it's like, I'm invisible. So I really had to like do the work within myself, like to really affirm myself in situations, especially growing up, like obviously having Christiana as my best friend who's mixed race. And obviously seeing all the attention that she got, I'm being fine with that because I was assured within myself. But I know that's not the case for everyone. And I think we always talk about, you know, those times where, you know, friends getting drawn and you're standing at the side and stuff, you feel awkward, etc. For me, it was like time to shine, but also because I grew up arrogant, I actually thought I was better than everyone. So I'm like, these guys are just ragamuffins, so why am I? But it was a major thing for me that I was battling. And I think even when I got to my late 20s, I think that's when I started to get tired of like trying, like worrying about beauty standards, etc. And I started to embrace a lot of my insecurities. Like wearing my arms out was a big thing. Like on my birthday, wearing that sleeveless dress was like a big thing for me. But I'm just like, why am I stressing myself over arms? They're arms. They're arms. All right, cool. You got a few stretch marks. Okay. Like who died? And do you know what? That insecurity actually came from my dad's ex-wife, who used to, she was just sit there and like try and pick at things. And she was saying, you know, it's not good for young ladies to have stretch marks. She do all these things. Yeah, no, she would like literally pick at me. Like she like one time she picked at my dark knees that I didn't even know I had. So I was insecure about that until I was about 24, 5. I didn't wear anything that could show my knees. Do you know how insane that is? I look at my knees now. They're not even dark. And even if they were, so.
Yeah, that's not something, like I've seen them and I would have never noticed that.
But she picks it. She'll pick it. But now I know that it was like unfortunately, a form of attack on me. And maybe that's out of her own insecurities, etc. Because obviously I'm my dad's first child and I was like his entire world. Like he still calls me princess, etc. So I'm not saying that I hear it from that point of view, but I always, when she said those things, I tried not to take in that kind of criticism because I knew where it was coming from. But also it made me think a lot because I'm young. So you telling me that it's not good for young women to have stretch marks, I'm now like, oh my God, like I need to cover them up because they're really bad and I don't want anyone to see them. And for that to now follow me through to my 20s, bear in mind, she was saying these things even before my brother was born. So I was like 7, 8. Was like 7, 8, 9, 10. I was going through a growth spurt. So remember,
that's why you
now, yeah. So for context, I am 5'10". I experienced a massive growth spurt between 10 and 11, like 9 to 11, I would say. Like, I was always the tallest in school, but in terms of like reaching 5 foot, like 5'9", 10, I think I was 5'8" around that time.
When?
No. I was like, it was a growth spurt because I had to change all my shoes. I remember I was either five. I think I went up to like 5'6", 5'7" because I was as tall as my stepmom at that time.
When you were 8?
When I was like, it was between 9 and 11.
Okay.
So it may have actually, I think my brother was born, but it was between 9 and 11 because I remember I had to change all my shoes and stuff. And it was actually, because we were going into
secondary school, yeah.
So it would have been 10, between 10 and 11, because I would have been 10 in year 6 going into year 11. But yeah, ever since then, it's just been like a constant battle of unpicking my thoughts when it comes to beauty standards and actually embracing the fact that I'm not the beauty standard, which I think is a beautiful thing. And I thank God that I have influences now that I can look to, not even influences, I won't call them influences, that I can look to that aren't the beauty standard and show me that actually, it's okay to be yourself and embrace your features and also embrace your insecurities.
And still be celebrated for being beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking too much. What do you think?
No, talk.
No. You talk. Let's hear your thoughts.
I've had a very different experience of beauty standards to you. What can I speak about this? Because I wasn't really insecure. Okay, no, that's a lie. I was very insecure growing up, but I don't think it was because of my features. It was just my insecurity as a whole. It takes a whole heap of therapy to debunk that. So we ain't doing that today. But I felt like in my 20s, with today's beauty standard, so it's very different because I had other insecurities to do with race and identity and stuff like that. So that kind of took over that was at the forefront of my mind for like childhood to essentially adulthood. But I think I started really taking note of the beauty standard in my 20s. And it's, you're just coming into the world, you're coming into yourself. I wasn't I don't feel like, although obviously how you experience me, I didn't feel like a particularly pretty teen at all. I felt very awkward in my looks. I still feel awkward in my looks. I just kind of know that it's normal. Do you get what I mean? So, I always had a really big nose, still do. Always had a really big forehead, still do. I've already had really big eyes, still do.
You don't have a big forehead.
I do have a big forehead.
You don't? I'm actually quite shocked. I think that's the first time I've heard that because you actually don't have a big forehead.
What?
Chris, you actually don't have a big forehead.
Okay, well, I've always felt like I have. Y'all can tell me. Y'all can tell me.
I'm actually quite shocked that you said that because you actually you don't have a big forehead at all.
I've always thought I did.
But again, I guess, insecurity.
But like I felt like my features, I've got very big features across my face. So nose, obviously, I've got my nose from my father and I love it. So that wasn't convincing at all.
If you love it, you love it.
Though when I was young, actually, I was like, could it be smaller? Could it be smaller? And I ended up having this conversation with you actually mid-20s where I was like, I'm not completely not sold on a non-surgical rhinoplasty. So again, I didn't have any like particular look insecurities into my teens. And then in my 20s, it kind of went, oh, I would never get anything done, never get anything done, to, I'm not going to lie, I might get things done. Actually, it's more than likely.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I guess if we all had the funds, then we would all be open to changing something about ourselves. I mean, as much as I'm saying, yeah, cool, like I've accepted certain features, like on my face, especially, etc. I've got a young Botox scheduled as it is. Like, I do stuff to like enhance my features. No, I don't. Wait, hold on. Microneedling is not surgery. Let me stop that. But I am very much into my skincare, etc. I do have an esthetician. I'm very much I'm pro surgery. So I feel like you can still be like secure in your body and still want things done. Like it's okay to want to fix
Can
things.
you though? And this is because this is a debate, and I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I
Yeah.
disagree. Obviously, you know I don't
Yeah.
disagree, but you know, this is a debate I have with myself because if you truly like your features,
Mhm.
really like the way you look, and the world hasn't imprinted its expectation of what beauty is on you, would you need to source it? And I'm source any form of change. Do you get what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Because like when I speak to you about how I now view surgical, non-surgical solutions, it's from a point where I understand, and it's in ways I do admit it's quite toxic. The game is the game that we're in right now. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're not, know what, the 18-year-olds didn't look like we did when we were 18. They're not making the mistakes we did, when we were 18.
Especially with our eyebrows.
And not making the 26-year-olds are definitely not making the mistakes we did when we were 26. And somehow everyone's also having the fun to upkeep the maintenance, which blows my mind because, guys, this is what we were venting about originally. To keep the maintenance that makes people look so exceptional, I don't know. I just don't know what jobs everyone's working. I feel like I'm comfortable. And then when it comes to the maintenance every month, I'm like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm brokey. Like, maybe I'm broke. Because, like, what? Go on.
No, go on.
So yeah, this is the debate I have, really, because have we allowed Western beauty standards? So this is probably working like a therapy session because we're probably going to go home and think about this.
Yeah.
But have we allowed Western beauty standards to imprint on us so much that we are willing? And again, I don't want to sell it short like changing yourself is a bad thing. I don't think it is if that's what works for you. Again, I'm very solution orientated. So if something does not work for you, how can you fix it? If you can't fix the mental, do you get what I mean? Because for some people, they'll never get over the fact that, I don't know, their nose is big or they want to be skinny. Like some people will never get over that. And not skinny, but relatively. Do you get what I mean? Or they want to go back to how they once were. That's a perfect example. Like if you know you've once looked a certain way and you like the way you look, I understand wanting to go back to that. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But I can understand how it can be perceived as such because of the world we live in and what lies behind that. That's my question. Bit loaded, that one. Sorry, girl.
I even forgot what the question was. But but you did make points. I think
it's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but I do feel like in the world that we live in and in today's society, actually, I read a really interesting article by The Economist where it said that women that are slimmer are more likely to be successful and be part of like C-suites in companies. So that's like CEO, CFO, or like COO, etc. And it's all based on the psychology of how you're first perceived and how certain attributes or certain features of you are associated with like discipline and just like discipline and being presented, like being like the image of the company. And I found that really interesting because you do see it in the corporate world. You do see it in the corporate world. And as much as we try and ignore it and say that we're inclusive now, you know, everyone's like progressed as a society, you know, everybody is important, you know, everybody is a summer body, etc. The reality of the situation is that you are judged by your appearance in this world. This world is very superficial. I think social media has definitely fueled that as well, to the point where, you know, let's face it, this is how influencers came around. People are literally making money based off their looks. Now, if you think about young girls coming up today, they're seeing their favorite influencers buying houses, buying cars,
at 19,
living the luxe life, basically based on how they look. And I can only imagine the pressure they feel to live up to those standards. And that's why we see 15, 14-year-olds, even 16-year-olds going to school with full lace fronts. which is absolutely insane. You think I could go to school with a full lace front and return with that wig still intact at the end of the day? Do you know what I was getting up to? Remember in secondary school when we used to play that bootleg basketball match where it's just people just tackling each other for the basketball?
Yeah.
Imagine wearing the full lace front whilst doing that. It's gone. It's finished. But this is the reality.
Or scramble.
Or scramble. Oh, scramble. We were actually animals in school. When I think about it, the way we used to play, we played rough. We've played like we were playing rugby.
Like fair, it was girls only school.
It was a girls only school, but that was a joy, you know, because we had no one to impress.
It's true.
We had no one to impress. So for us, yeah, it was freedom. I actually thank God that I went to an all-girls school because it's actually probably the best time of my life because it just felt like the one place where
you can just be.
You could be. No one's judging you.
Yeah.
The state I used to go in school. Remember during the exam season, there was one time I just came in with my hair out, afro.
I remember. So I remember, obviously, I'm used to going to school, how I go to school, yeah. And then, so our school was so there was a boys' school and a girls' school. Obviously, me and Steph went to the girls' school, but there was a boys' school, like, say, 5 minutes down the road. And then when it came to sixth form, which would be year 12 and year 13, or college, whatever, that was where it was joint.
Yeah, the boys came and ruined it.
Right. So I remember, I'm used to going to school the way I go to school for the last 5 years. I just, hey, me. Just going to school, not looking to check anyone because I'm just going to school. And obviously, to be fair, A-levels were already flogging me hard and stuff, but flogging me in particular. So I'm tired all the time. I'm revising all the time. I'm failing all the time and revising all the time. It's a constant cycle. Anyway, so I get to school one day and one of my friends at the time said to me, her friend, great performer, that one person, said to her, Krishana just needs to try harder. She doesn't even look like she tries to come to school. It's like,
we're 3.
Ha.
We're literally 3. Trying for what?
I was like, so this is what happens. And again, because obviously it's hard. It was hard for me to get used to in a sense because, again, I was used to being, and it's not, some of the girls look great in sixth form.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, I didn't. And I remember there was one party, someone's party we went to that I actually put on my glad rags for because it's a party. It's not school. So I'm going to, and they were, is that Krishana, yeah? What? I said, guys, like, I just put on a little, obviously, we were 16, 17, so it was a blazer movement at the time.
When we used to dress like business women in the club. Oh, God.
So I had a little blazer on. It was a Nicki Minaj era, so we had like the bright pink lips.
I remember this outfit. I have a picture of it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I took a picture of you at the bus stop.
Sneed. And was that Krishana yet? I said, nah. So you lot what? And again, it was so, like, and when I tell you, it was probably like a week between the person saying I'm clapped. So I just come to school not bothered. And it was essentially that. Like, it wasn't like a, try harder, babe. It was like, no, she's clapped. To, raw. I said, nah, this is a hard time.
Yeah, and I feel like there was a lot of pressure on you as well because people expected you to be like a certain way because you're mixed race, especially during that time.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of pressure, like, oh, like, why isn't she dressing up? Like, your mixed race is supposed to be paying by default.
Well, do you know what? I was having a conversation about this recently and we were talking about my lack of style all through school. Like, as we know, I wasn't like particularly fashionable. I was. When I got into myself. So 16 and 17, I really was like, oh, I'm going to start doing me a little piece.
There was even a time during 16 and 17 when you started wearing heels everywhere.
Was there?
Because you wore heels with that blazer. I'm sure you wore heels with that blazer.
I rate me because God knows I wouldn't do that now.
No.
Actually, I do want to get into it again. But anyway, because, you know, I like adding a little height to me. But my friend was talking to me about this, actually. And he was like, there was a default kind of expectation that people, light-skinned people were like, and I hate doing this, like, it's a conversation that sometimes makes me a bit uncomfortable. But there was an expectation that they would be cool and they would have like older siblings and like
Yeah.
they would know how to dress. They naturally had style. Or like generally my parents were older than most parents, right? So I wasn't aware of what is cool. I wasn't aware of a lot of the cultural references a lot of people had.
Mhm.
But I didn't know that. Do you get what I mean? Because I'm just here with my mates, just having a great time. Not realizing that like whilst they know like, I don't know, modern R&B and are listening to certain songs, I was growing up with Nina Simone and, you know, Dinah Washington and people that made music in like the 1920s, 1930s, because my parents were older. So whatever kind of style influences people had, I never had that. And so when I really grew into it at the time that you really grow into yourself. I never had any kind of, and luckily my dad was, to be fair, my dad was stylish. So I would get little bits from him, but he was still.
His windbreakers. I used to actually love when you used to wear the windbreakers with the leggings combo. And like Chris's hair used to be. Sorry, by the way, I'm going to alternate between calling her Chris and Tia because I actually call her Chris. But you can call her Tia. But if I say Chris, I mean Tia.
It's me.
It's just a bad habit. But I remember when you used to wear your dad's windbreaker with leggings, and Chris had really full long hair when she was younger, so she'll just leave it out, and I used to love that look on it. But it's because if you brushed it out, like blow dries it out, it probably would be bigger.
Possibly would be bigger if I took iron as well, but here we are.
Yeah, okay, well, you know, welcome to your 30s.
But yeah, and like my dad always used to be into the latest crepe, so you know we'd go to Malaysia and get the crepe there, like, and they were real. Just saying, we didn't get it from no market, guys. Do you know what I mean? My dad was very precise. Was very precise.
I didn't say nothing.
But yeah, so I really grew into style. So like that whole, it blew my mind because I was like, I don't understand why everyone's looking at me like this. One, why is everyone calling me clapped? But two, why is everyone now not calling me clapped? It was such a bizarre kind of situation. Whereas, and again, as I said, most people were a bit more stylish before me. Like, yeah, everyone was a bit more stylish for me. And I love that for me. Do you know what I mean? Because
we dress ridiculously. I remember where I got this green raincoat from Primark here. Oh my God. It was green and white. When I say, the outfit that I put together, the white jeans. Why am I wearing white jeans, first of all?
That was the thing, though, because I had white jeans were a thing.
Yeah, so I had white skinny jeans and I paired it with a green tank top and then silver shoes. And I think I got a green and white umbrella to go with it. Why?
Oh, no, but okay, no, don't. You're being harsh on yourself because dropping was a thing.
I know dropping was a thing, but also like...
Oh, can we explain dropping for those that don't know?
Dropping means like when everything has to match. So everything was matchy. So
as in the same colour matching, not matching as in
it's
it
exact
complements.
Same colour. And then you had to have the matching ribbon in your hair or some kind of hair accessory that was the same shade. So do you know how gassed I was?
We should insert a picture. I'm going to insert a picture.
I'm going to try and find one. I feel like I've lost all my photos from my like teens, but if I find a photo, I'll drop it. And there was a yellow cardigan that I used to wear with a yellow ribbon that I got from a birthday cake because they matched exactly, like exact same yellow, with a white tank top and black skinny jeans and my little bow sandals. You probably saw me in Stratford Shopping Centre wearing it. Very pathetic. But at the time, I thought it was the baddest outfit ever. That photo was all over MySpace. All over MySpace.
15-year-olds now would never. They would never.
But you see how they dress now? I said, I thank God I'm not 15 in this day and age.
It's me that's taking inspiration from them.
Where's the budget? I don't even have the budget now.
The budget? And can we go on to this? Because last week I was on traveling somewhere and I called Steph and I said, Stephanie, the maintenance costs are looking mad. And I'd seen this. I'd seen American girlies talk about this. And I'd always been like, I don't know what y'all living. Like, y'all living a different life because what the hell is that? And then, I started to try look nice. And I was like, whoa, hold on. So my thing is, I'm part of this, hair. So obviously nails we get done every 2 weeks. Okay, cool. That's, You pay like what? Every 2 weeks? It's like 100
I
or
don't
something?
pay every 2 weeks. These bros are staying in for a month.
No, I'm talking about nails, girl.
Oh, I don't do my nails every 2 weeks.
Don't
That's for the
you?
girls that don't have things to do. I do my nails every 4 weeks, but I paid £8 for this, and even then my knee jerked.
80.
Yeah.
So I'm still in Peckham,
Bear in
guys.
mind, no, actually, no, was it 80? No, it was 70. And it was, bear in mind, this is an infill. And bear in mind, he didn't follow the brief to a T, which is why I've actually decided that I'm sacking them as my...
Oh, you're doing too much.
I'm going somewhere else because why am I showing you? Look at my nails are peeling.
Oh, are they peeling already?
Look.
Oh.
Look, there's no respect.
But hold on, how many weeks have you had it? A week.
A week.
That's
barely.
not good, yeah.
So I've decided to sack them because not only are you not following the brief, but then on top of that, the one that you're doing is even peeling. So for me, I'd rather spend the money and actually get what I want.
Yeah, since you're spending the money.
Exactly, than be managing an off brief and it's even peeling. So yeah, I'm sacking my nail. I really hope he's not gonna watch this. Well, he won't because I won't be around to tell him that I've actually started this. So
But yeah, so okay, say nails fluctuate between 30 if you're going down Peckham, we love it, to 70 a time. So it's either 60 or 140. Then, all right, hair is costing, I mean, if you're getting braids, it's 150. If you're getting a wig, let's say minimum 200 plus install is 100, so 300.
What wig is 200?
Oh,
you mean the ready-made one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't know how much sew-ins are.
They are definitely above 100 now, and I just don't understand why. I remember when I used to be able to get a sewing for like £40-50.
And now with this, you got to either get it reinstalled or redone every, let's say, 3-4 weeks, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
4 weeks, yeah.
4 weeks. Okay,
actually, you could stretch it to 6 weeks, even 8. I've seen some people do 8, but then
wigs.
Oh, you mean wigs?
Wigs, you can't.
No, with wigs, a lace front, 1 week, 2 weeks max, and if it's 2 weeks, they definitely use super glue.
Yeah, I was thinking because mine lasted about a week and a day, I think.
My last time I got a lace front was my civil wedding, and that lasted a week. Actually, no, I took it off after 5 days because it was just making me too anxious. Trying to keep a lace front from not lifting in Nigerian heat. My anxiety was through the roof. I was like, take this off and give me some knotless braids. But I have seen people keep on for like a week.
Okay. So, all right. So that's that. So, however much, do you know what, £100 a time to reinstall, cool. Then, all right. Then for me, like, I get my eyebrows done. It's worth it. I pay about £100 a month, let's say a month, because my hair goes back to normal. Should last 8 weeks, but I don't. So it's like a month. Eyebrows and eyelashes. Okay, cool. Then skincare, which again, depending on how good your skin is. But now my skin's got better, so it can be £100 a month again. Okay, so we're already moving 600 plus. Somebody's got to tell me how everyone's doing it. Because everyone's paying. This is the joke. Everybody's paying.
But a lot of people have learned to do it themselves.
What?
Like installing like lace fronts. Not nails per se, but in terms of hair, a lot of people have learned how to do it themselves because the prices are just extortionate. Like, I this is my thing about Instagram stylists. I hear that you need to make money, but we have to be realistic. Because why are you charging £350 for braids? We have to be realistic. We actually have to be realistic. And on top of that, all the late fees and frets that you be packing inside the, the disclaimer page. By the time I even get to it, I don't even want to do it anymore because I'm paying you £350. On top of that, you're threatening me. You're saying that if I'm 10 minutes late, you're going to charge me extra £50 and then after 15 minutes, you're going to cancel it. It's my sister. Things happen. When I can go to my auntie and I know that if I'm 15 minutes late, it's fine. Or 10 minutes late.
I'm just saying there are some streets in South London and East London that are known for doing that and have been known for doing it, or not known for extortionate price, but known for doing hair all our lives.
All our lives.
And they're still existing.
Literally, where I go is where I've been going since I was little to do my hair. Because I get that with aunties, they actually can't do certain hairstyles. You know, when you show them the picture, like, yeah, I can do it. And what you get is not what you showed them. I hear it. There's certain hairstyles that is beyond auntie's pay grade. I get it. But at the same time, like, we have to be realistic, especially in this economy. Please.
Also, but I've got a question though. So obviously, about a year ago, I saw the trend of Peckham aunties. Do you get what I mean? Where people would see the Instagram stylist and be like, no, so I'm going to go to a Peckham auntie, right? But my thing is, sooner or later, do they not learn how to do this?
They've bumped their prices.
Really?
Yeah. My auntie bumped her price. I'll tell you how much I paid for these braids off camera, but it was better than paying $350. But also, I was like, auntie, what's going on here? Who's been talking to you? You've been watching too many TikToks.
It's true. They've now got access to TikToks.
They know about the TikToks and they'll be hearing the prices that you lot are charging. No, like, and now they're like, of course, if they can make double the amount they were charging before, and you're willing to pay it because it's still cheaper than what the Instagram hairstylists are paying, of course they're gonna charge it. But for me, it's just like, auntie, please, because now I'm thinking about our mums, etc., who are used to paying a certain price and are now being priced out because that's not nice.
That's not nice.
How many people are going to afford to pay, I don't know, £150 for braids when they've been used to paying £40-50 their whole life? And that £40-50 is a lot to them because let's face it, a lot of us earn more than our parents now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just like, I don't know. I do often think about like mums and aunties, etc., like how they're coping. Because I know when I was growing up, my mum used to get her hair done like every week, every 2 weeks. Every week, like the max she'll keep her hairstyles 2 weeks. And now it's like she's got locks and she's like complaining about how much it's costing her to retwist her hair.
Yeah, it's extortionate. But like even that, I see a lot of people, like I know some of my friends, it's their partners that are retwisting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their mums are retwisting. Like, because like, again, how are you not doing it? And again, as I said, everyone is still looking peng. They're still looking beautiful. The girls are looking stunning.
But a lot of them are doing it themselves. I respect it.
Yeah, true. I tried to, in lockdown, I tried to learn how to laminate, to do a lash lift. Mm. It failed atrociously. So let me get back to my girl. I ain't doing that again.
Certain things you can't try at home, but at least you tried. Me with my small 7x7 closure, I learned to lay it myself because I just don't feel like it makes sense for me to go to someone to reinstall my closure wig every other week. And honestly, I don't even wear wigs that much because it actually it makes me anxious. There's too much to think about. Is it going to fall off? Is it secured? Is it lace lifting at the front? I'm hot.
Or is it pulling back?
Is it pulling back? Oh, I remember one time I was at an event, I was at an event, Christiana, having a great time. Free open bar. Having a flipping great time. I'm feeling breeze on my head. Like, more breeze than usual. Like, it's feeling quite chilly up there. I'm like, it feels a bit... But I'm a bit, like, I'm a tad bit tipsy, feeling nice, you know. Again, like I said, open bar. But I'm like, this breeze is strong. Like, something is exposed. Something told me to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, went to the mirror. Christiana, the wig was in the middle of my head. Braids fully out. And it weren't even proper braids because I had to do them myself quickly. It was just like, the braids were so bad, you couldn't see the pattern of the braid. It just looked like logs across my head. Just logs of hair across my head. That was fully exposed. And then the glue had turned white. Oh God, I suffered. The glue had turned white. So not only is my wig back, but now there's a white cast across my forehead.
And he's just drinking away. Not knowing people were looking at you like, you're mad. That's hilarious.
Chris, I had to pull the wig forward. God. Press it down with the glue residue. Do I even want to say what I did next?
Go on.
So obviously I didn't have a blow dryer.
You're on the hairdryer?
I put my head underneath the hand dryer. Pressing it down. Literally pressing it down. Packed out bathroom.
What? There were people there?
What? Of course there were people there. But what can I do? Because the wig was a bit loose at the back as well. Because I had, like, basically there used to be clips at the back and it came out. But I thought, it's fine. Like, if as long as I glue it at the front, it's fine. Christiana. I'm calling your full name. It was not fine. it was, and I think that's what induced my fear of wigs. Like, I just rather.
Yeah, because you really don't like. Whenever I talk to you about them, you're not keen.
I'm not keen. I think I like the look of wigs, but the anxiety that comes with it, I just can't. I've tried glueless wigs, yeah, but I feel like they only look nice in like the first 3 weeks, and then it starts to look a bit wiggy. But I see the ones that people wear where it's just parting. For like the everyday wig. And I feel like maybe I should try that, but I just feel like on me it will look like wig. Like wigging. This is a wig, or like when I enter the room, it's just wig. Like there's no wig.
Can I say that whenever I send Steph, like, oh, I'd like to do that, I'd like to get this wig, Steph is like, it might give wig.
It's gonna. That's my fear. I don't wig. You know, like everyone knows what I'm talking about. That everyday wig that you have, and there's no. It's not gradual into the hairline. It's just parting wig. You know the wig that you wear to work, like you don't have to maintain too much. Like you slap it on, you shake it, done. That wig. I just feel like I feel it looks good on some people, but I just don't feel like it'll look good on me. Like it'll just give wig, and because my head is big as well, it'll be more apparent that it's a wig. It's just wig, and on top of that, I have to camera in my hair underneath. I know me. The other day that I wore a wig, I wore a wig. Yeah, the episode that you
yes,
will
you
never
did.
see.
Yes,
my
you
hair
did.
was slicked back in a bun underneath that wig. I'm not serious enough to do wigs. I'm just not disciplined enough. If I was disciplined enough of like looks and serving, etc., I think I'd be good. Wigs would look good on me.
Can I just say though, I disagree. And I was talking to my mum about this, right? And other people have said it to me previously. I believe you can only be good at certain things and you can't be good at everything. So like, you're great at makeup.
Mm-hmm.
You can't now be good at hair. You can't have the both. Do you get me? I can do a makeup look.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I'm great at it, but I can learn. I can watch a YouTube and be like, all right, I can do this. And it look similar, right? For the life of me, Stephanie, with hair. So on the wig, learning to do wig, talking about that. So I had a wig for my 30th birthday. Little ginger number, great, loved it. Had it installed, great. Had it styled. I had it installed, then I had it styled separately, right? Okay, so it comes a week now and it's doing forehead is showing, mad forehead. So I said, okay, let me reinstall it myself.
Mm-hmm. That first reinstall will always humble you.
So I thought I did a great job. I was in my room doing
slicking down the edges, putting on the spray, yeah.
Right. Just doing, you know, when you have the tail on the comb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pressing it down.
Right, I came out. I said, before I even said anything, Malachi just looked at me like, your wig's higgy. Take it off. Don't be that girl.
I told you, man.
I
told you.
And obviously, because you've worked so hard at it, you think you've done a job.
Yeah.
You think you've done a job. You're like, I can pass. It can pass. It's not obviously as good as like the person that installed it did or like the hairstylist, but it can pass. Yeah, that thing came off that night. It was like, absolutely not. And that similarly, so this week I got sucked in, which is why we're having this conversation, got sucked in by TikTok. So obviously on, I think it's Saturday, I was having a conversation with Steph saying, I want to get my hair done. I want to be one of those girls that get their hair done. So scrolling through TikTok for like things you can do at home, right? So they've got this airbrush hairdryer.
Oh, yes.
Right.
This incident.
So I said, okay, cool. I'm looking at the color wow stuff and I'm like, all right, so I just need to get the right products. I hadn't got the right product. I haven't got it yet. So maybe if I try that, we'll see how that works. But so I've gone, I'll go beep. Because I've seen all the girls just, curl. So it looks easy. I said, okay, so it's a blow dry hairbrush. Great. So it dries your hair from wet, but also styles at the same time. What? Win. Okay. So I get to my house. I do. At one point, obviously I've done my hair protection spray. Okay, I'm doing it. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. My mom's come out the kitchen. She's like, Chris, it smells like burning. You're burning your hair. what are you doing? I'm like, well, it's not doing what it was doing for the girls on TikTok. Fine. Thing is, though, Steph, the girlies on TikTok, they are European and English.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, but I did see it a mixed race girly. So I was like, yeah, obviously it works for this mixed race girly.
Yeah, representation.
Okay, it worked for me. And my mum said, could you also remember that you are black and Asian?
Yeah, not black and white.
Not black and white. I just want you to remember your hair texture. My mum said that to me. Sat down. I said, that's £37 in the bin. That thing I haven't taken it out of the box since because I was like, there is no hope.
It don't work. I've got the paddle brush one and literally I have to use a hairdryer
on top.
Before I even use it because otherwise it just won't. It doesn't straighten anything.
No, my hair was just. To be fair, it stretched it.
Yeah, my one doesn't even stretch. You're lucky that it stretches. My one don't even stretch. If anything, it shrinks more. I don't understand, and it doesn't dry my hair properly, so it ends up being like damp. Like mildew would thrive in the hair. So I'm like, so what is the point? So I end up using a comb, but I totally hear you. Like, and that's why I started straightening my hair. So I've been, over the past few years, I shaved my hair off during the pandemic, grew it back. And I've been one of those, I used to be one of those girlies that was obsessed with like curl patterns and like protecting your hair, etc. I got so bored. I literally just wanted to feel something. Ended up dyeing my hair. What colour is this?
Burgundy
brown, and I straightened my hair, and I loved it. I fell back in love with my hair because it wasn't a thing of like I have to do boring styles because I have to protect it and everything's going to damage it. It was actually like, actually, now I can actually express myself a bit easier now. Not to say that curly hair or like Afro hair isn't great and doesn't look great and is not easy, but for me, my hair is super curly. It doesn't stay neat. Even in braids, it will fight its way out. It's fighting its way out. So for me, it's particularly hard for me. I can't slick my hair back without putting a load. Like,
products,
people
how
people
products.
use edge control on their edges. I have to use it on my whole head.
Really?
Just to slick down my curls. And on top of that, use hairspray. I even used, the black got to be gel. I used that all over my head. So you could knock on my head. And
hard.
Ting, ting, ting. Like, I would have to break it apart when I get home. And that's how curly
That
it is.
feels horrible though.
Yeah, and so for me, it was like, it wasn't fun. I couldn't do anything with it. I constantly looked, like after a couple of hours, I looked scruffy because my curls are just coming up straight into my hair. And I was like, oh my God. One, I didn't realize how long my hair had grown.
That's nice.
But also I was able to like just slick it back with effort, part it with effort. Like there wasn't any struggle. And it made me realize, I'm like, why am I putting myself through this? At the end of the day, it's hair. If I've cut it so many times and it's grown back, if it does, sorry, my throat gave out again, back. If I do damage it, it will grow. Like, life is too short for me to be held in bondage.
We're past that point where we have to prove to ourselves that we like our natural hair.
Yeah, or that, my hair's long. I don't care. I really don't care. I actually don't care. I'd rather be able to have the freedom to express myself through my hair the way I want to with ease than be held hostage by a curl pattern theory that I actually don't even know if is real. Because I actually listened to a podcast the other day. I think it was Black Girls Living, and they had like a hair expert on there, and she was like, yeah, like basically like curl patterns are absolute bullshit.
Really?
And that you basically have multiple curl patterns in your hair, so you can't be a full C because you have and that's true for me. I actually have multiple curl patterns in my hair. Some are tight, some are loose, etc. But it was just silly to me, like, why am I holding myself hostage? Literally went to go buy a dye that day, and I was like, I'm going to dye my hair and I'm going to straighten it because that's what I want to do. I want to express myself. I don't care about damaging my hair. And I think that even ties in with beauty standards, like the pressure that Black women feel to prove that their hair is long or that, they've got a lot of hair. I think that's, it's so sad because I'm like, you're constantly putting yourself under the stress of like maintaining these unrealistic standards in terms of like your routine, your wash routines, etc. Or to do what? Protect the length and show that you can grow your hair long. It's like that whole thing of like, my hair would have been long if my mum didn't relax my hair at 6 years old. Like, bro, there's just so much more to life. Express yourself the way you want to. If you want to straighten your hair, straighten your hair. Like, even when I go on Twitter, I like once in a while I'll see a tweet about, I really want to like relax my hair, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to like, I'm not sure if I want to, go back to the creamy crack, but I really want straight hair, etc. Relax your hair. If you want to relax your hair, relax your hair. I know there's these theories about it causing cancer and I even saw one about fibroids, etc. And if it's true and if it is affecting your fibroids, obviously I would advise you to stay away from it. But bro, if you want to relax your hair. Like, I'm so sorry, our mums have done it and they're alive.
Do
My
you know
mum's
what's
been
really...
relaxing her hair. She's fine. Not and that's an ignorant thing to say because everyone reacts to things in different ways. But my thing is, like, you shouldn't be held hostage by this whole theory that you need to prove that your hair is big and long and it can get to this certain length. It's boring. It's so boring. And when you actually finally do it, you're gonna think, oh my God, why was I putting myself through that? Who am I proving? What am I trying to prove and to who?
Do you know what? It's interesting you say that because actually when I was doing this and my mom was like, Chris, your hair's burning. She was like, why are you doing it? And I was like, oh, I just, I want to experiment with my hair because obviously, I don't really do anything with my hair because I gave up on that when I was 17. So, and I was like, but Mum, I just want to try different styles. I want to like have fun. And she was like, why do you want your hair to be straight though? Like you have curly hair. Sometimes it is as simple as wanting a different style. Now, obviously, I'm not ignorant enough to know I don't go through necessarily the things that black girls go through. I'm not ever saying that. Do you get what I mean? But it is, and I had to explain to my mum, like, I've been there. I've been at the point when I was 17 where I wanted to straighten my hair because everyone wanted straight hair and everyone was doing that. And I went through the point of which my hair would never straighten. You know, how many times you'd see me, I'd be like, Steph is straightening my hair. And I come out and it's, I mean, like, eventually we all gave up on straightening my hair. It was like, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I remember one time, I think we used so much hair product that when we were straightening, the whole room went smoky. I think it was in the living room. Yeah. Everywhere was just full of smoke because we put so much product on your hair. Man, we really played about. We really played in your hair. We really played in your damn hair. We played so much in your damn hair.
And it didn't take to nothing. Nothing. It was just like, I was like, at the end of the day, I just got to wear it curly.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did for so many years. And then eventually I was like, actually, I want to play a bit. Like, I just want to play a bit. Like, obviously, remember, I've gone through the period of like dyeing my hair, it breaking, it thinning, it's still thin.
You thinned it at one point when you went to Malaysia.
I thinned it when I went to Malaysia. Oh my God. And my mum was on edge. She's like, if your dad sees, because obviously there's a special way that they cut it. God knows how they do it, but they cut it. So the plait went from this into this. From this into this. And my mum was because my dad's always raised me. Again, my dad was older, so there's concepts of politically black and whatever have you. So my dad was very like, love your blackness, love where you come from, love everything about you. Do you get what I mean? Don't try to change your hair, don't do anything. But obviously I wanted, like, when I had thin hair, I was like thinking of, I was a 90s baby. So yeah, words. And when you see this measly, like, really thin hair, like that, like sometimes you see European people have, like when it's in a plait, it's just limp. And some European people have really thick hair also. But yeah, it was like really, really thin. And my mum was petrified. She was like, wear your hair out because your dad can't see, your dad can't. Because my dad would have lost it to say, thin your hair for what? Why would you do that? Why don't you like your hair thick? So,
I just remember you coming back from Malaysia with one strand of hair in your head. I was like, what happened? You're like, I thinned my hair. I was like, why?
It's really interesting, right? Because I never, like, growing up, I think I was very like, my dad was also seemingly very...
What is that for people that are listening
pro-black,
to the video?
Very pro-black, be proud to
use
be black.
Use our words.
Very proud to be black. And I think when growing up, I didn't realise how proud he was, but he really installed that in me. Hence why, we have debates about identity all the time. But why I have the identity I have. But yeah.
Should we move on to Reddit Realness?
Yes. Surprised me this week.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Right. I feel like I'm always reading the Reddit Realness, but I do actually really love Reddit. So for anyone that's new to our world, to be honest, it's our second episode, so really not new. We're all new here. I absolutely love Reddit. I love the mess on Reddit. I live for it. So every week I pick out at least two dilemmas on Reddit to read out, and then we discuss it. So the first one, which I've actually lost, is give me 1 second.
You did send it to me.
Oh, I'm screaming. It was so messy. He deleted it.
What? Oh yeah, I'm seeing it now.
It's so messy.
Oh wait. Yeah, he deleted it.
Yeah, he actually deleted it.
Should we read the top bit?
All right, cool. So basically, the gist of it is the title actually is: Am I the asshole for saying my ex's name in my sleep next to my girlfriend? So I actually remember this mess because I indulged in it over some biscuit and tea earlier today. And basically, his dilemma was that he's lost his ex-girlfriend to a car accident. So sometimes, like, he would have dreams about her, and his current girlfriend was sleeping next to him, or was laying next to him, and in his sleep he called out his dead ex-girlfriend's name.
Okay.
And his current girlfriend was extremely upset about it.
Okay.
And I never thought I would say this, but I kind of side with the guy because grief comes in different ways and it presents itself in different ways in your life. It's not like he broke up with his girlfriend. He lost his girlfriend to death. That is something beyond his control. It wasn't like it was a amicable agreement and they went their separate ways, etc. She died. I think she died in a car accident. I'm maybe making that up, but let's just add it in for a bit of flavor. So she died from a car accident, and I don't think there was a chance for him to fall out of love with her. I'm trying to imagine it as like my husband dying. I can imagine me grieving him, even if I move on to a new partner, because I haven't had the chance to fall out of love with him. It's not like anything bad happened. We had a divorce or separated, etc. I lost him to death. And I think, especially with him being asleep, that's beyond your control. You're dreaming about that person.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, what are you going to say?
You know I'm harsh with my wording, innit? I'm going to try soften it. Okay. So my soft answer is, I think when you embark on certain relationships with certain people who have had certain traumas, or it might not be trauma, certain life experiences as a whole, I think you need to understand that you're dealing with a human and not your ideal.
Yeah.
And you need to greet them as being the human and not your ideal. And don't get me wrong, we all fall short of that at times, myself included. But at the same time, if you greet someone that has experienced such a trauma as their partner passing away, there's a lot of layers to that, in the sense that in reality, you might not even have been here had they been alive. And so you have to be kind and tender and gentle with them and understand the circumstance in which you're in. So, you know, my easy answer would be, girl, get over it, because it is what it is. Like, but my nice answer is, you know, he's dealing with grief. He's dealing with trauma. And you met somebody who saw something in beyond his grief and trauma. He's even opened up himself to find another again. And you're obviously enjoying that love. So compromise is that you have to be supportive to the trauma that he does currently deal with. Do you get what I mean? And also, you've got to imagine that could easily be you, but it's very easy to understand, to see yourself in that circumstance. Everyone's fallen in love and death happens at any point.
Of course. And that's what I think we're agreeing. I thought you were coming with like a opposing point, but I totally agree with that. Like, again, like I said, it wasn't like they separated by choice. It was not even like I feel like he had the option to stop loving that person. They were taken away in a very sudden and dramatic way.
More so, he chose to love you,
and
girl,
he chose to love you, but you can't expect him to forget about that partner, especially when they've been he's lost them in such a traumatic manner. I think she needs to be a bit more understanding
And supportive.
and supportive, especially if this is something that she was aware of before they made it official and got together. I understand that naturally as a woman you feel insecure about being good enough for your partner, etc. But this is someone that is experiencing grief.
Also, it's not for your partner. I really am against the high idea that it's for your partner to deal with your insecurities.
Yeah.
Get over that yourself.
Get over that yourself. But yeah, I'm trying to see it from her point of view as well. But also, I feel like she's just been unreasonable considering the circumstances. And I actually feel really bad that he deleted that his post because he probably got overwhelmed by it. It probably brought back a lot of memories that it's difficult for him to deal with. So if you are listening to this, even though you probably aren't, like, I hope you're okay. And yeah.
Let's read the next one. Wow.
We'll cut that out.
All
I had to do
right.
it before.
Let me read the next one. I'm excited. Oh. Am I the asshole for not asking my fiance's brother's wife to be a bridesmaid? So for starters, I, 25, have never really gotten along with my fiance's 25 brothers, 23 wife, 23. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, why are they married at 23? But carry on.
When I first met her, we were nice to each other, but we didn't have anything really in common. We were cordial though until about a year in where we had an incident where she ended up kicking my fiance and me out of a room at an Airbnb because she felt as though she deserved the room more. It was also my 21st birthday, so that made it sting a little more.
Oh wait, these people are young.
Very young. Oh, it's long. Since then, we've never really gotten along. I've always been cordial, but I've had no interest in being close to her because she always seemed to start drama with everyone. She's one of those girls who will start talking badly about someone just so you start to talk about the same person, just for her to turn around and run to the person and tell them everything you said.
She sounds 23.
I realized this after probably the third fight she started in the friend group, so I've kept my distance. Where this gets tricky is my fiance is constantly wanting me to try to better our relationship. And I have tried, but every time I get burnt. I've thrown her a baby shower, did her entire gender reveal, and many more things to try and somehow always end up being the bad guy. I drew the line in the sand at the beginning of this year when she unfollowed me on multiple social medias. And when she was confronted, I was, in my eyes, gaslit. People need to use grammar. Gaslit and told it was an accident when she was purging her accounts.
On all social media platforms. Okay.
The idea of even asking her to be a bridesmaid only got brought up after she found out I asked a few people, and she called my fiance crying about how she thought we were closer than this and how it's not fair I don't ask her to be one. I refuse because I know if I do it, it will make my day stressful, and that's not something I want. I compromised and said I would invite her to the bachelorette party, but I'm being told I should be the one to reach out, an olive branch. So am I arsehole for not wanting to?
No, I mean, and the reason why I actually chose this is because, well, we both have weddings coming up. But this whole idea of like you have to make people your bridesmaids because you have some kind of proximity to them that isn't direct. I just feel like it's very entitled. I had it when I was initially planning my wedding. It's a process. Eventually, we'll get there when I'm ready to face the quotes. But even just having my parents, like my mum in particular, tell me who I need to make my bridesmaid or like who I should ask. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care if they're family or not. I'm not like, your wedding day is so stressful. It's like, I've only had a civil wedding and I know how stressful that was. I'm dreading the big finale. And to think that I have people on my bridal train that I don't like.
That's crazy.
That will drive me up the wall.
And also, like I was having this conversation with one of my friends this week, actually. And we were talking about the commitment that goes into a wedding. And I just don't think people that don't really like you can give the commitment.
No, they won't.
That is necessary.
They won't. If you think about all the things that you have to do as a bridesmaid, why would you want to take the risk of having someone that doesn't like you blatantly on your bridal train?
Hell. because you know they're gonna mess something up.
And
they
that's-
don't like you. So like, because they, you know, and even being a bridesmaid for one of my best friends, I was like, whoa, because it was my first time. And so, you know, and I explained this to my friend recently where I was like, weddings are the first time where it's like not the first time actually, but it is you have to go along with everything. Because it's not about you. When you're a bridesmaid, it's not about you. So whatever ego you have, things you've got going on, put it aside. And to do that, I believe you have to really love the person. Really, really love the person, because everything in your life is second best when it comes to this wedding. You're not the main character. Your life doesn't even feature in this at all. It is all about the bride. It is all about the groom. So if you do not love them enough to put your whole life aside for this purpose, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And judging by how you've spoken about her, I feel like she's the type that will make it about her. The fact she's even calling your fiance crying and making a hoo-ha about it.
After she purged you on all socials.
It's giving very much toxic main character energy. Not even the good main character energy, it's the toxic one. You're not the arsehole. If anything, she's the arsehole, because why would you even expect
to be chosen?
Like, what kind of entitlement is that?
To be chosen by someone that you don't like.
Yeah, no.
You don't even, like, the girl doesn't like the person, obviously. That's why they've purged them on all socials. So why do you want to be a bridesmaid of someone you don't like?
You're lucky that you even got an invite to the wedding. And you want to be on a bridal train on top of that. Please, you have to less.
Because that's someone that will now be like, oh no, I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to.
Reduce the entitlement. Reduce it. Bring it way back. Way, way back. Scale it back. You know you're not supposed to be there. The crying that even doing is shocking me, because you know you're not supposed to be there. How can you follow someone across all social media here saying, no, I'm not part of the bridal train? Because you are a witch. Why would you be there? You're even more of a witch for the fact that you think that you have the right to be there.
Wow.
What are you
audacity.
planning?
What are you planning?
What are you planning?
Why do you with him want to be there? Like part of the bridal train of someone you don't like. To ruin what, please?
To ruin what?
Please, may God protect me, because see people like that.
I just rather not have. Sometimes I go back and forth about actually having bridesmaids, because do I really want to do all the stress? Just have a maid of honor and then that's it.
It's nice though, isn't it?
Because then there's no space for politics. No one's saying, oh, why did none of you got chosen? There you go.
Do you think people complain if they're not chosen for you?
Yeah, family will, but I don't know why, because
I know why.
Another conversation for another day. But I don't think my friends will be that bothered. I mean, it'll be nice to have, but also I just don't want the stress that comes with it, because I just hear so many horror stories about how weddings have like ruined friendships and stuff. I'm just like...
Also, to be fair, it's dependent on the people you have around you. Like, if your friends are quite chill, so like, I'm lucky, most of my friends are quite chill. There's no kind of expectation. There's like, I'm just happy to be here. Do you get what I mean? Like, in a good way.
Yeah, but have we seen them in the setting of like wedding where you're the main character and they have to kind of like, I wouldn't say cater to you because they're not slaves, but do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's all fine and dandy until it gets to like wedding stuff, and all of a sudden people are turning. I don't know if it's like people aren't used to not being the main character, or people feeling a certain type of way. It's just those things you have to consider.
I do think you've got to be mindful of what everyone's going through, and that's something that hit me this week actually, which is it's a conversation for another day. But like, everyone greets the world and circumstances through which they're going through at the time, and so in any given circumstance, we don't know what might be what traumas any kind of anything can give. So even if, you know, someone having a great job and someone having a shit job and like that kind of conversation, as we know, or someone getting married and someone struggling to find love and how they interact with that and how it brings up those emotions. You know what I mean? Or someone who's never even their parent wasn't at their wedding and now they're seeing everyone's family being so, you know, there's a lot to unpick in regards to the expectation on weddings.
Yeah, and
what
emotions.
bring up for other people.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why I'm not throwing a bouquet at my wedding.
Why?
I find it so like degrading.
Why degrading?
It makes it feel like, oh yeah, like I hate the whole idea of people fighting for like
love
and like, oh, I'm gonna be the next to get married. I think it's very insensitive. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like what, lining up all the single women and forcing them to fight over flowers.
And also, again, like that's not really our brand because we celebrate singleness as much as we do being
live your
married.
life.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wherever you find joy. Like single life is great, but also being with someone you love is great.
It's great, but like either or, like have fun, be you, do what makes you happy, and if you being single is what makes you happy, go ahead.
Because it's better than being strapped to somebody.
Exactly, and even if you're not single by choice, enjoy it, embrace your life, romanticize your life, do things for yourself. I hate that word, romanticize. I hate that phrase, romanticize your life. It's so TikTok, but
I love it.
What I'm saying is like enjoy yourself. Don't like. How do I say?
But we're in such a time where it's like, and I've said this recently, like I want to go on more dates with my mates. Do you get what I mean? I want to enjoy. We're at this, and it's a beautiful thing about working so hard to be in a place in your 30s where you do have just a bit more funds to really enjoy your people
with friends.
So let's like really make your evenings fun. Start hobbies. Like go to music events. Like just there is so much you can do within singleness, and you can do it within a relationship as well. Don't get me wrong, but you can really enjoy it. And I feel like the whole idea of, and like sometimes when people say to me, like, I need a man, or I need it, stop. And again, it might come from privilege, so I'll use my inside voice. But I just do feel like there's a whole world of agency and fun you can live without having to be accountable to someone, and that is equally as fun, personally. But yeah,
But anyway, we have to wrap things up. But to conclude, don't let her into your bridal train. She's trying to ruin your wedding. And for the witch, please scale back on the entitlement. Like, if you're gonna be evil, at least do a better job of covering it up.
Baby heal, go heal.
Yeah,
go meditate and heal, girl. Pray.
Anyway, let's talk adult finds of the week. Ding ding ding. Brent, he's not gonna insert the sound bit, so let me stop saying that because we're just never gonna get it. One day we might, but it's not gonna be.
We have to deliver it to him. Can you add that here, please? Thank you.
Ding ding ding. But yeah, adult find of the week. So I actually made a really exciting purchase. I bought a walking pad.
Did you?
But it's like a foldable. It's actually basically a treadmill. Got it from Amazon.
How much was it?
It was $369. So it's a bit spenny, but it is worth it because it's very, very sturdy. I wanted one that was very sturdy that I know I can use as a treadmill and actually run on. Absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best purchases that I've acquired in a while. But it's just great for getting your steps in, especially when it's like still cold and rainy and shitty outside. You can just jump on the walking pad. It has a little, support thing for the iPad or like your phone where I can just watch YouTube whilst I'm walking. So I've really been enjoying that, and it's just like I'm trying to do small things that will just help me like get to my goal of just being more healthy and fit without actually putting too much pressure on myself. And actually, it's been a great investment. It is on Amazon. I can't remember the name of the company. I'll put a link in the description box for anyone who's interested. But it's really, really good, very sturdy for my plus size babes. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Definitely one of my best adult finds in a very long time. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. You?
I'm excited about that.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, please. Because we've been watching, again, TikTok does that stuff. So this week, again, TikTok influence. I'm a child at this point. I am a child. So for the last couple months, it takes me ages to purchase anything. Like I really want to see everyone try it, see how it is. So I have been preying, looking at this Sleepy Girl mocktail, right? You know, have you not heard of this?
Yeah, I have. I have my concerns about it, but go on.
So Sleepy Girl mocktail is a mocktail that the girlies are using with tart cherry juice and a scoop of magnesium, I think they're adding to it. But cherry juice apparently has magnesium in it anyway. So, yeah, I finally bought 2 bottles of tart cherry juice for I think it was 13 quid. And really, this was after the hellish PMS where I had a headache for like 24 hours. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to start to like really decompress. Like I'm kind of like, as you know, I will work till really late or work till midnight. I called Stephanie at like 11 p.m. last night. I'm like, okay, so what we do? And the girl was gone. The girl was sleeping. But I kind of stay focused until I power down, essentially. Obviously, we all know that's really bad for you. You're supposed to really decompress in the evening to be able to wake up fresh. So now I'm starting to try and implement a whole new nighttime routine, which includes retinol and, you know, a sleepy girl mocktail, like, well, not sleepy girl mocktail, but like some tart cherry juice with some coconut water, like say.
Okay, so you're not actually adding magnesium.
I'm not.
Okay, because my concern was how do you know that you're not taking too much magnesium? Because the tart cherry juice already has magnesium in it, and I'm seeing people add magnesium to that. I'm like, how do you know that you're not overdosing on magnesium?
Yeah.
But okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm always, with powdered supplements, I'm a child in it, so I'm very careful. I'm not super keen on it. I am tempted to have the magnesium spray. So you spray it on your body and you rub it in, or like bath time stuff. But again, I'm taking a while to get there. But for now, I was like, okay, let me just have the tart cherry, an hour before bed, decompress. And I had a great sleep. It was really, but I think part of it is knowing that you are implementing a routine to this is time for brain to shut down rather than I'm on my laptop, close, sleep.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So yeah, that is my adult find for the week. Little story with that.
And that's a wrap. Episode 2 done. We have survived the second week. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave us a review on Spotify. Let us know if there's anything you want us to improve on, if you're just generally enjoying it. And yeah, we'll be back next Thursday with another episode. Thank you again.
And we'll see you next week, guys.
I was going to do jazz hands, but I don't know why I'm doing jazz hands. So bye. And see you next week. And maybe I'll get Usher ticket by then. I don't know, by the miracle of God. But I'm pretending that I don't care so that it doesn't pay me too much. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, thank you so much.
See you later.
See ya.